my God, what the hell is that?
Maximalist minivars with Mary and Captain and you. Get on the bus!
Kat and I are driving to Phoenix because she has a doctor appointment tomorrow. And it's not just any doctor appointment, it's her first checkup after cancer. You know, they did a PET scan, and now the doctor's gonna tell her whether or not she still has cancer. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that the bus is fixed. I haven't really talked about that. The last time I talked about it was in a video 2 months ago, and I ended it with this.
Well, the only thing we have to do is put the axle in the bus next time.
But then the next video I did was something different, and then the one after that was something else different, so I haven't really told you what happened. But hopefully you saw my post about why I'm being so sporadic with the videos. You know, it's nothing bad, it's actually good. But if you haven't seen the post, I'm going to link it in the description down below so you can see it there. Anyway, I'll give you a little nutshell version of what actually happened with the bus. We picked up the axle, which you saw, and a local Quartzsite businessman let us use a concrete slab on his property to do the repair. I'm going to leave him anonymous because I think he would prefer it that way. But anyway, Steve brought the tools and the manpower, and I brought the Del Taco breakfast. Steve originally estimated that it was going to take about half a day, but it ended up taking a whole day because the brakes on the old axle weren't salvageable, so we had to install new ones. But Steve and his friend John just busted it out like the total heroes that they are, which is great because we had a time limit on using this slab. But then the scrapper, who was supposed to come and pick up the old axle, he didn't show up, and so the guy who let us use his property got kind of pissed, and he thought, you know, dirty nomads. We were leaving our mess for him to clean up. But then the scrapper eventually came. The axle got taken away. So I think it all worked out. I don't think he's still mad at us. Right? And now, Max drives great, and we're on our way to Phoenix. Kat and I haven't really talked too much about this doctor appointment, and I think we're just kind of trying to keep it light, you know, stay positive, you know, and just keep out of all the speculation.
We've arrived at our awesome little camp in the middle of Scottsdale. It's the same place where we stayed when Kat was getting radiation, but for the desert, there's been a lot of rain, and this place was pretty before with all the saguaro cactuses, but coming here now.
Look how green this is. It's like somebody came and planted a lawn while we were gone.
I mean, check it out. It literally looks like we're in a park.
It like needs to be mowed.
And when you first come in where all the saguaros are and it's so green.
I know, it was
oh
just
my God.
It was just like,
I just love this spot. It's crazy that it's right in Phoenix. One of the reasons I wanted to stay here was Captain. I wanted to make sure the memorial we made for him was doing okay. I was worried about the weather or that somebody had knocked it over, but it still looks great. Something crazy happened tonight. Just before sunset, we built a campfire in the big fire ring that David and Pam built the last time we were here, and we were just sitting down to enjoy the fire when I saw something moving behind some trees on the other side of the wash. And this is a very small wash, okay? So these trees were maybe like 20 feet away from us. Ryder was right next to me in his little basket, and RJ was over by Kat's bus getting ready to have his dinner. They weren't making any noise, so I figured whatever it was, it couldn't really be too big of a deal, because I mean, these guys bark if a bird lands, and they weren't making any sound. They just seemed totally oblivious, like they hadn't picked up any scent or anything, so I wasn't really worried. I just figured it was, you know, something small. There's all kinds of, you know, squirrels and stuff around here, but I was just kind of curious, like, hey, what's behind the tree? But then all of a sudden the tree just rustles really hard, and then I knew it wasn't like a squirrel or a quail. I knew it had to be something bigger. Now, we've seen foxes here and we've seen coyotes here on this patch of land, although we've never seen them this close to camp, but I was thinking, okay, it's gotta be a fox or a coyote. And then all of a sudden it stood up, and then it ran. I was so surprised it took me a minute to grab the phone, and I barely caught it. Okay, let me zoom in, and now I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Did you see? It's a bobcat. It's a big bobcat. it was gone so fast, but Ryder and RJ never even reacted. Ryder didn't wake up. RJ didn't bark. It's like they had no clue. It was scary, but it was really cool because I've never seen that before, ever. So, of course, you know me, I had to do a little research, and I guess bobcats are super common, according to Google. They're like in every state, not just in wildlife areas, but in suburban neighborhoods or even urban areas. But they must be really stealth, because I don't even think I've ever heard anybody that I know even talk about seeing a bobcat. It says most of the time they're like size of a house cat to like maybe 40 pounds, but some of the males can get as big as 60 pounds. And I swear to God, this one, it had to be 60 pounds. So yeah, that was a big hit of adrenaline. And now, I mean, it's weird to be in here and think like he could be out there just checking everything out. He's probably exploring right now. And now I have to try to sleep because tomorrow we go to the doctor and find out if Cat still has, well, okay, no. We go to the doctor and find out that Cat is cancer-free. We're just taking the pups for a little walk before we go to the doctor's office for Cat's appointment. And I know you're worrying about the bobcat, but apparently bobcats really never attack when a human is present or when a large dog is present, and they don't attack during the day. So we have us, we have RJ, and we have the sun. I think Ryder's going to be okay. I'm probably going to get some comments because, you know, a lot of people think you have a dog this small, you got to keep him in all the time if there's any kind of a threat of predator, you know, and I understand that. I respect that, but this dog loves to explore. I mean, I think it's the best part of this life for him. I'm sure it is. And I have to weigh that. You know, I have to weigh risk versus joy, because that's joy to him, exploring. And I mean, I wouldn't ever let him outside without me being there and watching him. And I wouldn't let him off leash if he didn't have a really good recall. But he does. He comes when I call him. I have to weigh it. You know, I can't protect him so much that he has no joy in his life, because he wouldn't do that to me. Why would I do it to him? Well, we're here. Moment of truth. Well, it's official. Cat is cancer-free. And I can't tell you how amazing that is. Oh, I'm so relieved. It's amazing to know that this chapter is going to be over. I think we were maybe both a little more worried about it than we were letting on, because we didn't cry in front of the doctor, but as soon as we got outside, we both just busted out crying. We're gonna hang out for another day or so because this spot really is lovely. It's like a little vacation, but I'm not gonna be letting this guy out after sunset now that we know who we're actually sharing the space with, you know. We got a bobcat for a neighbor. I'm wondering, have you ever seen a bobcat? Like in the wild, or I guess maybe even in your backyard, because it seems like they do hang out in backyards. Let me know in the comments. But also, like, if not a bobcat, what's the wildest animal you've ever seen, or the wildest place where you've ever seen a wild animal? Let me know in the comments, and then go watch this video, because in this video I encounter something else that's mysterious in the wild. It's not an animal. Well, not unless you consider men animals. I'll see you over there.